I'm Esther De Leon. I am the Associate Librarian for Media Communications and Women's and Gender Studies. And today we'll be working on our props for the Don't Be Self-Conscious workshop that we plan to do in the fall.
My name is Corina Alvarado. I'm here at the Makerspace, and I'm a senior library associate. I focus on textiles workshops here at the Makerspace, and I don't know what to say now.
We had started our working group, the Chicana X Latina X working group, back in 2019. After we came back from COVID, we saw the need for workshops to help, people here during the summer, because there was a lot of things going around, some issues in our government, things were happening in globally. We're trying to think of a way that we can bring the community together. Just, a little part of just how we can provide, some kind of relief, some kind of outlet for these students, faculty and staff as well.
Oh, that's true.
And
it was for the Uvalde shooting. That was like a very critical conversation that we wanted not to lead, but just have a space to open up and talk about how people feel about it. Because at that time, it was so tragic. There was a lot of emotion in that, and you could feel that people wanted to talk about it, but didn't know how. And so making that little embroidery pillow and just letting people make and just talk is what we did.
And so that's where our Create to Heal series began. So we did a lot of workshops that summer, and that went into the fall. And so one of the fall workshops was the Don't Be Self-Conscious. The context of Create to Heal was also that while you're working with your hands, you're more at ease, you feel more comfortable, you're utilizing your hands, and you're talking, you're in a safe space amongst other people who share the same interests and beliefs and that kind of stuff, and in hopes that dialogue continues. And that's also a place to heal. There's a lot of times in our lives we don't have that space even at home, and so to have a space here at Texas Tech, here at the library, was very important to us.
And I think doing something creative, either embroidery, as long as you're not too, if it's not too difficult, it's just kind of easy to work with and multitask. You can have that conversation. It really opens up the floor for conversation.
We continued with that vein off and on throughout the years. So that was when we came back from COVID. So it's been a few years now that we've done Don't Be Self-Conscious, and then we do other workshops like that, also include and represent, underserved communities. But it's also a place, where just people can just come and talk if they want to, discuss, if they want a place to learn more about something, or if they need help with something. That's why I also am here, because she's the maker, I'm in the librarian role, so I can help with finding resources, and maybe they need help with citations, or so they can even bring their work here while they're making. That's another different kind of concept there, because sometimes you need breaks. The Makerspace is a good place to come and vent, de-stress. To me anyway, that's the joy of being in the library, because the libraries are supposed to bring communities together. And as a librarian, I stress that a lot, because that's where you come, and that's where you gather, and that's what the community is. There's just so much going on. So, to distress and that kind of stuff, I come here a lot and hide. If you want to say that, I hide sometimes and talk with Corina. And sometimes we even come out with ideas for presentations, or you can hear us just cackling, our Senora era kind of thing. because we're just being funny back there. But we're always making, and we're always working, and we're always doing.
That and these workshops are open to everybody, no matter what theme it is. So the fact that they can, even if they've never done this type of craft before, it's easy to learn, it's accessible, and they may enjoy it. So we try to make it as easy and doable and finishable, right? As well.
One other thing that we emphasize when we do these workshops is body positivity. And so if we come back to the concha, because a lot of the times people feel that we can't eat, especially in the cultural communities, multicultural communities, that we can't eat the foods that we grew up with because they're considered bad. But in fact, they may be bad, bunch of sugar or something, but that's part of who we are. That's our culture, that's our heritage. And so it's very important that we still, address those needs, because we can't deny that part of us, or we shouldn't deny it, because that just gives us a bad view on ourselves and how we think and how we eat and just how we live. I think that adds more stress, don't you think?
Right. I always see food as a cultural praxis, creative and cultural praxis. So food is so important. Even here in Lubbock, back, I think, up to the 80s, they had a menudazo, and it was like this big old festival, and they would have a menudo cook-off. I mean, that's beautiful. That's just wonderful. I think food is such a very critical cultural expression. And so for me, like seeing this pan dulce, sweetbread, it just evokes a lot of memory and love, like good memories of my childhood. And this was a treat for us. I mean, it's not something that you have every day, but it is just such a special treat, going to the bakery, picking out your favorite ones, and then sharing, because you always buy a big batch and you take it home and everybody has it. So we made our t-shirts, right? And it's so just that symbol of the concha. I mean, it's beautiful. I love it. You're not just thinking about yourself, you're thinking about others. And I think that's what's beautiful about that with food, food, culture, memory.
And then, of course, if you're not sure about something, go to your librarian and, ask for resources that help you see if that's true or not. There's always going to be misinformation, disinformation out there. And so that's where libraries and librarians and those kind of people come in and can help students, faculty, and staff really, find out if that's true. We have those resources available, and if we don't have it, we can always, ask for it or find a way to get that information to you. We are an affirming space. We do not judge people. It doesn't matter where they come from, who they are. Everybody is welcome to our workshops, and here at the library, for that matter.